This is Daily Armenia, CivilNet's daily news digest. Here's what's making headlines in Armenia today. Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan says Armenia will soon begin the process of formally applying for European Union membership. Speaking in Parliament today, Pashinyan said a referendum on EU membership should follow Armenia's formal application to join the bloc and the subsequent preparatory work. He did not give a specific date, saying only that the government would probably begin the process in the near future. Russia has been calling for Armenia to hold a national referendum on whether to join the EU and leave the Russian-led Eurasian Economic Union as soon as possible. Russia's Deputy Foreign Minister Mikhail Galuzin said earlier this month that Armenia should announce a referendum by the end of the year. Armenia adopted a non-binding law last year declaring its intention to pursue EU membership, but it has not yet submitted a formal application. Pashinyan also made his strongest comments yet about Armenia's future in the Russian-led Collective Security Treaty Organization, saying he would be very happy if the organization decided to expel Armenia, because that would spare Yerevan from having to make the decision itself. Our interest in the CSTO has been exhausted, he said, adding that Armenia does not plan to return to the organization during his government's 5-year term. Armenia froze its participation in the organization in 2024 after accusing it of failing to provide security assistance during Azerbaijani military incursions into Armenia in 2021 and 2022, and amid growing criticism of Russia's ineffectiveness in preventing the 2023 ethnic cleansing of Nagorno-Karabakh. Yerevan has also been frustrated by Russia's failure to deliver weapons Armenia has already paid for. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov said he found the idea of Pashinyan being happy to see Armenia expelled from the CSTO difficult to understand. He added that if Armenia no longer needs membership in the organization for its national interests, it is free to leave. These signals mark another step in Armenia's shift away from Russia-led institutions and toward closer integration with the European Union. Pashinyan has renewed calls for Russia to give up its concession to operate Armenia's railways, saying Russian management could prevent Armenia from taking advantage of a historic opportunity to integrate into international rail networks. We ask our Russian partners to be flexible and sell the concession rights to a third country acceptable to both Armenia and Russia, Pashinyan told Parliament today. Pashinyan first made the proposal in January, as Armenia seeks to normalize relations with Turkey and Azerbaijan, and position itself as a transit route for international cargo. He has suggested Kazakhstan and Qatar as possible operators, although neither has commented. Russia has rejected the proposal as unacceptable. Russian Railways took over Armenia's rail network in 2008 under a 30-year concession, meaning the agreement is currently set to expire in 2038. The deal gave Russia a monopoly over rail transport in Armenia in exchange for investment commitments. But after 18 years, major promised projects have not materialized. Much of Armenia's rolling stock has not been modernized, while sections of the rail network remain in poor condition or are even unusable. The Armenian government also compensates Russia for 30% of losses on passenger tickets, while receiving just 2% of profits from cargo transportation. Ending the concession could nevertheless be costly. Estimates suggest that withdrawing from the agreement could impose a financial burden of hundreds of millions of dollars on Armenia. Every Saturday, CivilNet brings you a roundup of the latest business headlines. This week, we look at rising passenger traffic and falling cargo volumes at Yerevan Zvartnots International Airport. In addition, there is talk of the potential for new energy infrastructure along the US-backed trip route and Armenia's plans to restore a section of railway leading to the Turkish border. For all the important details, watch the full episode linked in this video's description. And finally, the CivilNet number of the day is 1,213. That's how much solar energy Armenia can now generate at a given time, measured in megawatts, or about 16% of the country's total power generating capacity. This is up from just 16 megawatts in 2018. Pashinyan announced today that Armenia is now looking to expand energy storage and develop new nuclear capacity as it seeks greater energy independence, an increasingly important challenge as electricity demand grows, including from massive new projects such as the Firebird AI data center. The government says it wants to have 800 megawatts of energy storage by 2031 to be used when demand is higher. Right now, the national electricity grid is operating without any large-scale energy storage. And as always, please follow CivilNet for the latest news and independent reporting from our contributors on the ground
Here in Armenia.